everybody. Welcome back to the Hello Goddess podcast. I am your host, Mandy Déa. I am a Reiki practitioner, a life coach, and a future naturopath. Welcome to the show. If you're new here, welcome to the community. Here we talk about spirituality, wellness, and mindset, and everything in between. So today I wanted to talk about a very interesting topic, and it's gonna go deep. I'm gonna tell you right now, might be a little much for some of you guys, but keep an open mind. The question that I asked myself today was, do I really trust the universe? And that's going to be the topic of conversation today. Should we or can we trust the universe? I think one of the issues here is sometimes when we talk about these terms like the universe or God or a higher power or nature or whatever you want to call it, whatever you believe in, we kind of see it as something outside of ourselves. So we have this distance between who we are as a human being and this intelligence, this force that is supposed to dictate our lives and create our destiny. But from my own understanding and what I believe in is that we are actually one and the same. There is no difference between you and the universe. You are part of the universe. It's kind of like a wave being a part of the ocean. Is the wave not the ocean? No. You can see it as something separate, but it never really disconnects from its whole entity, if that makes sense. I'll give you a few other examples so that you can understand more this concept. When you look at a tree, do you see the tree as being separate from nature or part of nature? You're probably gonna say it's part of nature, but it's also its own thing. So I think we are both. We're both an entity on our own. And we are the universe. We are connected to all that is. Honestly, this is proven by science. Every cell in our body, every atom that makes up our cells in our bodies, they come from stars. They originate in the universe and they return in the universe once we die. So it's really interesting to think about how there is no beginning or end to us. And another analogy that really helped me understand this concept is, let's say you take a huge wooden boat and you start taking a piece out and you create a second boat. So one at a time, one piece of wood at a time, you create a second boat. At which point does the first boat become the second boat? And are they one and the same? They're both their own thing. At the same time, they are one. And that's how I see us being connected to all that is. When I was taking courses in university, I remember in this psychology class, we talked about what is called the locus of control. So there's two types. There is the internal locus of control and the external locus of control. So the internal is believing that you are the master of your own faith. You are in control of your life. And if you have an external locus of control, you believe that whatever happens to you is out of your control, is something outside of you that controls it, basically. And when I look at that, I think it's actually both. We do have a power in this life. We do have control over our mindset. We do have control over our actions and our attitudes. But there are some things that we have to admit are outside of our control, like the actions of others and certain random circumstances in our lives, like traffic or an accident or illness and stuff like that. So in the spiritual community, sometimes we talk about the word co-creating. So basically what we're doing is we're co-creating with God or the universe or whatever you call it. Some of it is from us and some of it is beyond us. And it's possible to align yourself in a way that what you want and what the universe delivers to you is aligned. And that's the best way to live. And basically that's what I teach. Like everything that I do on this channel, on this podcast, on my content is based on you becoming your truest self, healing whatever's not you, what's not truly you, so that you can align yourself to the life that you deserve, to the life that you dream of, and align yourself to your highest possible timeline, which is 100% possible. I haven't mastered it yet, but I'm on my way, and as I go on, I like to share the things that I learn. Now, if we go back to the original question, can I trust the universe? It's a very powerful and deep question because it's really up to you to decide what you want to believe. I want to quote something that Einstein said way back. He says, "The most important decision you will ever make in your life is deciding whether you believe that we live in a friendly or hostile universe." I believe personally that we live in a friendly, loving universe, and I think that it is actually more empowering to believe that, even though we don't have no absolute proof of that. Looking at the world, we could easily see that there's a lot of black and white and shades of gray. There's a lot of light, there's a lot of darkness. But the way that I see it, I remember learning in school as well that darkness, like physical darkness in a room, is not actually a thing. Darkness is actually just the absence of light. And just a small candle can light up a whole room. In that same sense, I feel like the darkness, the emotional darkness in our world, is just the absence of love. I saw this quote and I really, really loved it. I put it as my cover for a while on Facebook. It says, "The universe only pretends to be made of matter. It is secretly made of love." And that's what I choose. I choose to believe this, and it makes my life a lot easier. It's actually proven by science. There is this part of your brain that's called the RAS, and it's called the reticular activating system. And this part of your brain filters out your reality and only notices what that part of your brain thinks is important to you, meaningful to you. So that proves that we look for things to confirm our beliefs. So if you want to believe that the world is dark, you're going to see darkness. Also, if you want to believe that the world is light, you will see light. Now, I empathize and I understand if you are in a spot in your life that you feel like everything around you is darkness and you're like, "Mandy, I want to believe that the world is loving. I want to believe that there's light, that there's peace, that there's compassion in this world. But all I see around myself is darkness." And what I would say to that is sometimes you just need that small seed in your heart that plants doubt of the belief that the world is dark. And then you nurture that. For me personally, when I was going through that period of my life, it took time to get out of it. I had to really change my beliefs, my programming about the world and about myself. You need to start exposing yourself to things that bring you up, to things that are positive and constructive and empowering. For example, it could be this video, as simple as that, or it could be reading a book that is empowering. It could be going to church if you're religious. It could be walking with a friend in nature. Do things that make you feel good, and these things will start to compound. And you will slowly change the way you see things and start trusting yourself and trusting the world, feeling safe in the world. So basically, if you want to start trusting the world, trusting life itself, you have to expose yourself to things that make you have faith in yourself and in the world. I want to talk about this story. I really wanted to share this because I heard it multiple times in my life and it really made an impact on me. It's a story about this man that there was a big flood in his city and he got stuck on his roof. And he got really scared, and he was like, oh my God, I have to pray. Like, please, God, save me from this flood. I'm terrified. I'm alone. And a few minutes later, there's this rowboat that comes. And the guy in the rowboat says, come on, man, I'm gonna save you. Like, come on in the boat, we can go away and you'll survive. And he goes, no, it's okay. I just prayed to God, he's gonna save me. And then maybe half an hour later, there's a motorboat that comes, and the guy in the motorboat's like, what are you doing there? Come on, man. The flood's getting worse and worse. You're not going to survive if you don't come in the boat. And he goes, it's okay. I prayed to God. God's going to save me. And then the last thing that happens is there's a helicopter that comes. And the helicopter, he throws the ladder, whatever, they have the rope or whatever, and they go, come on, man, we're saving you. Come on the helicopter. And the guy is okay, God, I prayed, God's gonna come and save my life. And so after a while, the flood goes really bad, like over the top, and he drowns. And he goes up to heaven and he talks to God, and he says, I don't understand. Why did you let me die? Like, I prayed, I believed in you. Why didn't you save me? And God says, I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter, but you weren't receptive to that. I tried, is basically what God says. And I think that is a very, very important metaphor, because sometimes the answers to our prayers are right in front of us multiple times, like this story, and we're not paying attention. So basically, the message that I want to convey is, I believe, I don't know if you believe, but I believe that the universe is made up of love, and it's benevolent, it's there for me, and I'm aligning myself to that power, and I can trust that the universe has my back, and things that are happening to me are actually happening for me, for my higher good, and for the higher good of all. If it's hard to believe that, start challenging your thoughts. Start exposing yourself to different kinds of people that are positive and uplifting you. And one last message before I go that I want to really convey, because that's important as well to understand. Sometimes the universe will not give you what you want because it has something better in mind. I'll give you an example. I went to university for 6 years. I did. It's crazy. I changed so many times. I couldn't commit to one program. And when I decided to quit, it was really hard on me, because I felt like I was giving up my dream of having a career in science. I was studying, I wanted to be a doctor, and things turned out well, because now I'm studying to become a naturopath, which is more aligned to who I am. And I'm an entrepreneur, so I make my own hours, which is a lot better for my type of personality. So basically what I'm saying is that sometimes rejection or failure is divine redirection. Is the universe trying to shift you in a way that, oh, this is actually better for you. This is more aligned to you. This is more compatible with you. So sometimes when it's right in front of us, it hurts. Like, it could be like, I don't know, losing a job, losing a friendship, losing a relationship, losing your health. Like, it doesn't make sense in that moment, but you have to give it time, and you have to trust. Again, the word trust life. Trust that that's happening for you for a reason or another. Maybe in 15 years from now, what you went through will help somebody else. Maybe you will be able to support somebody else that is going through the same thing, and they needed you at that moment. You would not be able to help them if you didn't go through that experience yourself. And so I think that perspective comes with time. And if you really reflect and look back, you could probably notice like a pattern where certain things didn't happen for you that you really wanted, but whatever happened next or later on down the line was actually better. There's a quote by the Dalai Lama. He goes, sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck. So I hope all of this, I was trying to make sense of it all in my head. I hope this made sense to you, but hopefully all that I discussed today sparks something within you to start trusting yourself, to start trusting life and the universe just that tiny bit more, so that you can improve your life in the way that feels good to you, and that you feel uplifted by this message. Basically, I believe that the universe is loving and that good things are coming to you and for you. And I bless you. I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope this was interesting, and I'll see you guys next week. Sending you all of the love, all of the light, and the Reiki energy.